I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to change it up and we're going to work with some ribs. I'm going to make a low-carb jerk rib recipe with a great barbecue sauce on it. I've done so many recipes with chicken lately, so I thought it was time that I picked something different, and the ribs were on special this week, so this is why we're having ribs on the recipe. So let's stay tuned here and I'll show you how to make it. So I've unwrapped my pork back ribs. You can use any kind of ribs if you'd like. They're all going to be delicious with this recipe. And I have jerk spice, and I actually made the spice myself. So I will put the recipe on if you want to use it, or you can use the spice that you can buy in the grocery store already made up. So what I'm doing is I'm sprinkling it on basically as a rub, but I'm not going to put as much on because if I get it too hot, my husband doesn't really like that. So I'm going to just not be going overboard when I do this. Now I got this on sale. This cost me $9.59 for this whole slab of ribs. And if you go to the restaurant, you'd be paying a lot more money just to have one meal. So if you can do this, this is even better. So what I did was I cut my ribs in half, and I'm just going to bring a piece of foil over and I'm going to wrap them so that we can keep them nice and moist, and then they can bake slowly in the oven. So I'll wrap the other one, and we'll put it in the oven at 325 for approximately 3 hours. So while I have the ribs in the oven, we're going to make ourselves the sauce because it takes a little bit to cook it up to make it nice and thick. So the first thing we're going to do is put a 1/4 cup of tamara into the saucepan. Now tamara is like soy sauce. It's just a little more healthier for you is what they say. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of water and 1/2 teaspoon of ginger powder, 3 teaspoons of orange extract. Now I will just show you the container here. You could also use 2 tablespoons of the orange zest if you happen to have oranges in the house, and I didn't, so that's why I didn't use it. 1/4 cup of orange juice, 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, a 1/4 cup of white vinegar, and then we have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and some of it fell into the bowl, so we'll spill it into the bowl, so we'll just scoop it out here. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of erythritol. You don't have to powder it because you're going to be boiling this for quite a while. You can use xylitol, or you can use some other sweetener if you would like. I just like the erythritol. And then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So I'm just going to squirt it in here because I have a fair idea as to what a tablespoon is. Okay, now I'm just going to stir this all up, and I've got 3/4 teaspoon of gar gum, and I've made this recipe many times before, so it does work that amount to thicken this up. But we're going to put it on the stove, and we're going to start it as a boil, and then we'll simmer it, and it takes about 35 to 40 minutes for it to thicken up nice and make a perfect sauce for our ribs. So this has been approximately 15 minutes, and you can see it's still a little runnier. I would like to have it so that it's thicker, so when I put it on the ribs, it sticks to them. So we're going to let it cook some more. So I removed the ribs from the foil, and there's a lot of juice in there. They look really, really tender. And I just put them on new parchment paper and my new tray. So now we're going to take our sauce that we made, and you're going to see that it's quite thick, and we're just going to put it all over the ribs. So I get the one side done, and we'll flip it over and put on the other side. Now it's still quite warm. And we're going to put them back in the oven. So it has a bit of a tangy, orangey, I don't know, it's just a great flavor. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's something that's really, really different. And I ended up cooking the sauce, I think it worked out to be about 30 minutes, a little bit more. But we're just going to smother this with the sauce. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven for approximately 20 more minutes at the same temperature of 325, and then we will be ready to serve. So here are my low-carb jerk ribs. They're absolutely delicious. I've already nibbled a little bit. It's got a bite to it because it's jerk, the spices, and the orange flavor in it also. It's quite tasty. And the ribs are so tender. I really don't notice the bite till after. The spices seem to get me a little bit later. Anyway, you need to try this recipe, and I have my Caesar salad sitting here on my plate also. Go to my site, lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com, and look up garlic dressing. It's absolutely delicious. I use it for dips, I use it for my salads. It's really good, so you should take a peek at that. But definitely go and try this recipe. It's gooey, they're sticky, they're delicious. And I kept them in the oven for approximately 20 minutes with the sauce on after, just to get it all bubbly and hot. Very good. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.